Okay, back in another attic for another dual ream maintenance. And I'll show you what we got going on here. So I've been here multiple times in the past. We have added refrigerant to both the units with sealant and dye, I believe. And we've also discussed system replacement. Mismatched indoor and outdoors, poor humidity control. You can see we got our spray foamed attic, but it's not really a conditioned space. There's no ventilation or anything going on in here, like no ERVs, but here's our units. Very nice supply ductwork, lacking on the return having a plenum there. It's just the flex goes right into the units. But he does have 4-inch thick air filters at all of his returns. So he has normal 1-inch filter grills, but the filters that go in actually have a 4-inch thick media that fits inside the box of the filter. So he gets a lot better airflow through that than with the 1-inch filter, and better filtration. Okay, so I'm just going through all these videos that I recorded today, putting them together. And I realized I never really explained this customer's full problem. And what it is he has these 2.5-ton air handlers that are moving the CFM required for 2.5 tons through these 2.5-ton evaporator coils. But the condensers outside are 2 tons. So we're moving an extra 0.5 ton of air for both indoor units quickly over these coils. So he's getting a quick temperature drop inside because he's moving all this air really quickly. But the air is not getting enough time to pass through that coil to properly dehumidify it. So it gets very, very cold, but it doesn't remove the humidity. It gets cold too quick. So, I mean, I think it's kind of a combination of not just the equipment being not really set up properly, like picked out properly, but his house is also, he had it sealed even better, which we had discussed today when I was there. He had the whole house spray foamed, or at least the whole first floor, I believe, spray foamed. And then he has the spray foam in the attic. So he has this super tight, well-insulated house with very minimal leakage. And he's got 4 tons of cooling in it, which it's not, I don't think is accurate as to what he needs. I don't think he needs 4 tons of cooling in that house. But it's hard to say without a manual J. But when you're moving 5 tons of air with through that ductwork, basically, it's just not comfortable for him. So an inverter would be much better setup for him to have, a system that'll, ACIQ preferably, a system that'll prioritize running efficiently and at a low frequency, so that getting very low airflow over evaporator coil that's maintaining a temperature, and you have your outdoor units that are running at a low speed, just to keep things running and to keep the air moving and remove humidity. And then you don't have that constant startup and that basically on and off. His AC systems just run and then they don't run. So he's just getting cycling and it's cooling very quickly. But that's what this customer's been experiencing. And that's why we've discussed replacement options. But he's always just thinking about it. He's not doing it because he has plans to do work and he would like to do it all at the same time. Like, he's going to extend the house, so it doesn't make sense to replace it before he extends it, because he doesn't know exactly what he would do and how much bigger or smaller the AC units would end up needing to be. But back to the maintenance. Okay, and as usual, we'll do all the normal checks at the air handler. So I always like to check my incoming supply voltage. We got 241, And then I'll check from each leg to ground. 119.5. The next one, 121. Then I usually check my 24 volt supply, which is on our R here. And then we can go to our common. We got 28.4 volts, which is good. Now, shut off our power. Make sure that we got nothing. So no voltage there. Ground. Nothing. And then the other to ground. Nothing. So take our needle nose, pull the leads off of the capacitor, and this is a 12.5 microfarad capacitor. A little bit tough to read, but I can see it in there. I set our meter to read capacitance, and from one leg to the other, 12.5 exactly. So our capacitor is good. Our wiring connectors are nice and snug. No loose connections here. And no visible damage or anything to any of our wiring. We know our fuse is okay because we get 24 volts out to our control wiring. So now I'm gonna take one of our lines that come in and put our meter right there. And then I'm gonna take RNG here. I'm gonna turn our power on. RNG are connected, so now we got a fan call. 1.86 amps. Check our cover door. Amp draw full load is 2.5. But is this an OEM motor? I think it is. Looks like the OEM motor to me. So, because the amperage will be different when there's no load on it, I'll cover it up just enough so I can see my meter. And you can see our amp draw changes. 1.67. And it goes up when I take off the door. So, I'm happy with that amp draw. I can disconnect the RNG, put our wire nuts back on. Let's take a look at our trap. Hard to see. Can't see it, but we do go right outside there. It's very nice short runs. I'm gonna put this cover door on and repeat the same process on that unit. Okay, so I'm just gonna do all the same stuff here. I already shut power off. And I'm gonna pull wire to the capacitor. It does not want to come off. There you go. Another 12.5 microfarad capacitor. $12.7. That's good. Pop that back on. Now, we'll check our voltage coming in. $240. And each leg, 120.7, 119.5. Let's throw our amp meter, amp clamp on there, and we'll do the same thing. Jump out R and G. $1.85, which is the same as the other one. And we could check our low voltage as well. $28.5 volts for our control circuit. So everything here tested out okay electrically. And Derek just sent me a text that everything outside looks good and electrically tests okay. This homeowner has a maintenance agreement with us, and he also does a lot of things himself. So he replaces filters, and he goes as far as to clean his own coil with the chemical and everything, which he uses Viper, which I like the Viper cleaner because it's not as corrosive and dangerous to use. The other stuff's not great, but like health-wise, I mean, but it cleans really well. So I'm gonna check the refrigerant temperatures and pressures outside. I don't need to do any cleaning out there aside from the basic stuff because the homeowner did it himself. And we did just discuss ACIQs. He's got these units from 2018. They were just kind of thrown in by the homeowners before so that they could sell the house with central AC working. But they work perfectly fine. They're just not, the house isn't comfortable. The humidity's not well controlled. So he really wants to have staging, and having the ACIQ with the variable speed compressor and the multi-speed fan, that would give him much better control. He's been thinking about switching the systems to something more efficient and a little more like capable comfort-wise. Not that there's anything wrong with these at all. I've never pushed him to replace them, but it's things that he wants to do. This certain level of control that he wants over the comfort levels of his house that this current setup doesn't really give him. Also have that whole mismatched indoor-outdoor. So we got 2.5 ton for the first floor and 2.5 ton for the second floor. I think our outdoor units are 3 tons or something. I forget. I'll see when we go outside. Okay, so here are the outdoor units. I just turned them on. That sounds funky. What do we got? Two ton. So yeah, they're 2 ton condensers with 2.5-ton air handlers, which isn't terribly mismatched, but gets a lot more airflow through the evaporator coils than it's really needed. But yeah, I'm gonna hook up my gauges and see what we have for pressures. Okay, so no superheat and low subcooling, but we are holding above freezing. And this one next to it has a little bit more subcooling. Probably gonna come back up. So this one is definitely gonna be low on refrigerant. This one probably gonna be okay on. Yeah, see the subcooling's coming back up. So we're probably gonna end up adding to this one. I'm gonna watch this one for a little and see if our subcooling comes up as it runs a little bit longer. Okay, so since we have a 2-ton system, I was able to use my backup mini sealant and dye because that's for 2 tons. Because I used both of my sealant and dyes at the last job. But this is where our numbers pretty much settled out at. So we're gonna add a little bit to get that up to 10 degrees of subcooling, and also to push that sealant and dye in there. We added sealant and dye to this system already, and this has held for 2 years now with no pressure change. So the sealant worked on this unit. For those of you who don't believe in it, now we'll add it to this one and we'll charge it. So I have my hose from my scale going into my T and then my probe. And I'll just add slowly, a few ounces at a time until I get to 10 degrees of subcooling. 10.9 degrees of subcooling, half a pound of refrigerant. I took the sealant and dye stick off. That way I could add without having that restriction, because sometimes it slows it down. So with the tank closed, I'm gonna open up my hose to let the liquid refrigerant that's in my hose go out, so that there'll just be gas in here and there's less loss. Should be good there. Then much less loss than if you just let it just disconnected it and let it all spray out. Okay, so we finished with that. They're small 2-ton condensers, so the capacity of refrigerant is only 5 pounds anyway. So it only took half a pound. But the homeowner watches me on YouTube, so he'll probably see this video. I wonder if he'll know. Yeah, he'll probably know that this was his house. I'm sure he knows. He'll be able to recognize his equipment. But yeah, so he was super happy that we got all that done. He found us through YouTube through Mike, and he knows a lot, and he really wants to have like a really nice HVAC system, and one day he'll do it. He's gonna do construction at some point, and then that's when he'll probably do it. Oh no, I'm gonna get copyright strike. No. Okay, so I just figured out how I'm gonna give away this Veto ProPac tool bag. So the song that just played for only a few seconds, this is the bag, by the way. Perfectly okay bag, just missing the hook on it and the strap, because I stole the strap from my bag that I'm using. But you have to guess the name of the song and who it's by, and email me, dchvac123@gmail.com, the answer. And the first person to get it, I will announce in whatever video it is that I post at the time after someone has responded. And then that's who will get the tool back. So the name of the song and the name of who made it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. Like the video if you liked it. Comment any advice or criticisms or feedback, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.